Good afternoon, everyone. This is RAND, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, August 18, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Quote from Lao Tzu: "At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want." One of the most exhilarating adventures in this life is the sacred inner journey to energetically connect with the divine source of intelligence. This is the pure consciousness. This infinite path inward invites us to dive deep into our innermost nakedness, where we uncover the limitless spiritual nature of our existence and the eternal wisdom that guides our entire life. With the mere, with the mere intention of having an inner exploration, we initially come into recognition with our ego. We see the river of thoughts, identities, and problems that perpetually pester us. Our awareness has the power to burn through the veils of thoughts, setting the ego aside and revealing our inherent unity with the infinite intelligence. The egoic storm becomes calm for 1 minute, and in that moment, awareness penetrates the mind, and the inner world becomes clear, calm, and totally at ease. In those sacred moments, we let go of the habit of seeking. The search for a greater, better, or improved experience of this life ceases, and we come to rest at the source of this moment, which is the God experience. You do not need to leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. Do not even listen. Simply wait. Be quiet, still, solitary. This world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. Franz Kafka. We're all on this inner spiritual journey. Some of us we haven't quite stepped in. We're still outside of ourselves. Others, in this very now moment, have decided to step in, and then others have stepped in and are moving deeper, deeper, and deeper within. And perhaps the most exciting facet of any inner spiritual journey is being enveloped in the ecstatic state of spiritual bliss. You feel yourself surrounded by a boundless ocean of love, where every wave carries the purest essence of joy, effortlessly merging with the vastness of this cosmos. The soul dances in divine union, free from all earthly limitations, bathed in an eternal light that radiates pure consciousness. In this sacred space, one discovers the true essence of their spiritual existence, an infinite, ever-expanding joy that transcends time and space eternally nourishing the soul. And ironically, no matter what we are going through in this life, this incredible feeling of spiritual bliss is available to us in any moment, in every second of our life. There's a possibility for the mind to come to rest and fully surrender into a state of our purest being. It is through this perpetual letting go of thinking, doing, or trying to be a human on any level that we land in the bliss of profound inner peace. See, we're always, I don't believe any of us are exempt from it totally. We're always doing, pushing, grabbing, climbing all the time. For any of us to relax into the body, it's a very big challenge because of the material physical guilt properties that we inherently practice. We feel that we are not useful, that we are not accomplishing anything, that we have to be doing something in order to justify our ego mind's control over us. Now what we've decided to do, choose to do, this is the doorway to freedom, ecstatic joy, enlightenment, and everything that our soul came here to experience. Why wait for the afterlife if you can have it now? An experience of absolute bliss is always available. It's available this week. So we create time to explore it. You yourself must do the inner work. No one's going to do it for you. For if you look to another, you build the idol instead of bringing forth the ideal. That was a quote from Jas, enlightened master from the Far East. Understanding, eventually, all of us, whether it be this lifetime or the next, is that we understand that merely connecting with the divine source for a few seconds is a deeply transformative, life-altering experience. After we take this first step to tasting the bliss inside us, our ordinary thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and our lives suddenly have less weight. They slowly dissolve, leaving us in a state of pure awareness, wonder, and awe. These brief moments of freedom from thinking are the magic doorway to the temple of a much greater connection with the divine. The experience of entering a sacred temple is akin to a spiritual awakening. The moment the mind becomes silent and stops all seeking, it attunes to a higher state of consciousness that is timeless, boundless, and ever-present. We come to know that our true nature is ageless, spacious, and infinitely expansive, transcending all physical limitations. We see how divinity doesn't change, age, or fade. It is eternal, ever-present, and forever vibrant. In this sacred doorway to the divine, we are primed for the awakening of self-realization. We realize this state of bliss is not dependent on anything external to be experienced, but rather flows effortlessly like an eternal fountain from the core of our innermost spiritual essence. Quote from Nisargadatta: refrain from grasping anything in your meditation. The moment you do, otherness begins. It's important to know that our spiritual path has no end. It is a continuous journey of growth and deepening into intimacy with the divine. And as we practice surrendering the ego to the divine through meditation and other spiritual disciplines, we can naturally drop into the bliss state any time throughout the day. Life has this awesome potential to change dramatically. It's the way we designed it. To the point that you may no longer recognize yourself in the mirror. As we relinquish all spiritual doubt, the ego no longer holds power over us, and we invite the divine flow of energy in each moment and discover the perfect synchronicity that is ever present in our lives. A wellspring of joy and happiness naturally emerges from this deep connection. Of course, any life journey is not that interesting if it is without deep challenges. The ego habit of feeling separate and disconnected is thick and resilient. It can seem utterly hopeless on the spiritual path to face the struggles of a daily physical life, as the tendency is to merge with the collective experience of the community around you, which is most likely some form of struggle, desire, or resistance to the divine. You've probably heard of a grist mill. You know, it grinds the grain. And all of this offers us a constant opportunity for growth, freedom, and transformation. Crucial part for us is to remain open, trusting that the divine is guiding us through each phase with perfect precision. Ultimately, the path to enlightenment is about radiating our light, sharing our joy with this world. By embracing our radiance within, we continue to the collective healing and awakening of humanity. Our presence becomes a beacon of love, compassion, and wisdom, illuminating the way for others, deepening our connection with the divine. Great quote from Rumi: "The soul is here for its own joy." As we embark on our personal journey into bliss by surrounding everything inside us, inside you, to the divine, surrender everything. You'll see the impact your practice has by how it's reflected back to you in your relationships with others. People are deeply influenced by your inner state of being. And when you are in direct communication or communion and communication with God, they immediately feel the field of safety, protection, and peace that surrounds you. The more you align with your infinite spiritual nature, the more you naturally cultivate a joy that attracts those who resonate with this energy. The right relationships always come to you in their own divine timing. drawn by the magnetic pole of your spiritual self. You start being surrounded by like-minded souls and discover the support of your spiritual community. It is essential to remain open to new people and possibilities, no matter what they may look like, trusting that the divine will lead you to the connections that are meant for you. Another great quote from Lao Tzu: "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." How many of us have a still mind? How many of us are not thinking about anything? We aren't thinking about wanting, having, getting. We aren't thinking about being better and stronger and more powerful. We're just being. We're not configuring, calculating, designing. We're just being. Isn't it interesting that we connect with the divine when we are completely still and at peace? This is like the whole ceiling opens up to the universe. Rather than most of us being boxed and labeled on a daily basis. You begin to see, feel, understand, comprehend just how powerful you are. You can design anything, create anything, manifest anything. And you know that there are certain directions to move into in order for that to be. For instance, you're not going to manifest anything if you have doubt, guilt. It ain't going to work. You're not going to manifest anything if you're angry and revengeful and doubtful, and you sure as heck won't do it coming down on yourself, ridiculing yourself, judging yourself, critiquing yourself all the time. So you begin to see more and more and experience more and more that what is our whole journey about? Well, we enter these physical bodies, physical material world that we create so that we can experience, have challenges here and there, and enjoy life. Now, the majority of us have no clue that we create it. They believe that something outside there creates it. Doesn't it make sense that we're part of the collective, the pure consciousness, the cosmic wherefore-all? So collectively we create everything that we experience. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what species, what intelligent life species, right? Doesn't matter if it's Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian, Andromedan. They're still physical material bodies. Right? And anything that we inhabit, we become part of. And it becomes part of us. Where does the energy go that makes up these bodies that we're in? Where does it go? When you leave the body, what happens to the body? Body just turns basically over a period of time, bones and dust. Where does the energy go? What happens to the energy? goes back into the cosmos and the collective consciousness. Nothing is wasted. Nothing. This universe is so divinely in divine perfection that nothing is by chance. Nothing. And nothing is by what we call a coincidence. We use that word to explain things away that we don't understand. Hence, coincidence came up. Explain things away that we don't understand. Now you can begin to feel this massive shift that the planetary population is heavily immersed in. This is why some of us are far out there with really, do they have a clue? Probably have some kind of clue for themselves, but they're just not with it. You know, they're not getting it because they haven't discovered anything about themselves. And because of all the man-made religions on this planet, it's just a mass confusion. I mean, think about it. You're raised most of the time in a family that has a certain belief system. Here you are, empty vessel, just like they were at one time. And the programming starts. And so after a long period of time, you're programmed to believe, in most cases, it's similar to the way they believe. Religions are man-made. See, and what are they for? What instigates them? The ego mind. Religions aren't heart-minded. You look at the poor people just in the Catholic religion, you know, they're sworn that they give their lives to God. Isn't it strange? They are God. How can you give your life to yourself when you create it to experience it? And so and the Catholic priests can't marry, and the nuns can't marry, and have flourishing families or anything. Isn't that just nuts? But you see, through programming throughout the ages, just like the nuns and the priests, they believe, and the bishops and they believe that what? That it's outside of them. That's up there. They believe in sin, which if you research sin, it really means that, summing it up, is that you just missed the target. Why was sin created? That word, why was it created for us? To make us feel guilty. To keep us underpinned. Good little slaves. A lot of these things were created to keep us in line. You get enough programming, generations of families, you're going to believe a certain way, and guess what? Nobody is going to say anything different as far as you're concerned. You know, and what you believe in, that's it. So if one of you were to go up to them and say, where do you believe the God is? What would they say? And if you really got open, right? Then you would get certain statements and stuff made. One, for instance, is that if you don't accept Lord Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, you will burn in hell forever. You see that stuff that happens? It's all programming. Is any of it true? No. So then why do so many follow it? Ego mind. That's why. They don't believe that they are the God. God never existed outside of us. God's always been inside of us. We're part of it. It's part of us. We make up all of creation. We create. We create our lives. We create our experiences in our lives. We create every inch of the way. So what's the universe for? It's this vastness of pure consciousness that we will send in a request, right? And then it, literally along with us, it moves that energy into form, creates it into reality, and we experience it. I mean, we have massive amounts of potentiality. We haven't even begun to discover the trueness of our being. We've been kind of playing around through generations with the ego mind. And I guarantee you, when you step into the God that you are, you will not ever care to be an ego mind again. You just won't. Is that a negative for ego mind? No. Ego mind becomes much more passive and relaxed and at peace. This is why the only way we can master our thoughts and leave the ego mind alone is through meditation and watching. How are you going to learn? You're going to learn if you can't watch, right? You can actually see for yourself. Someone could tell you. But the impact is so much more powerful when you can see it, feel it. This is why I always talk about feeling. Maybe some think that this spiritual journey that, we have awakened to, well, we've been on it for a long time, but now we're awakening to it. And we'll have the comprehension that I'm the God. It won't be something that's where, we spend our time second-guessing ourselves, critiquing ourselves, judging ourselves. It'll be a time of just complete peace and bliss. And then you start to realize all the stuff. We create that to entertain ourselves. We know it's just temporary. All of it is. But what's a constant? What is a constant with us? Well, as we go deeper into our spirituality, we will begin to help people more and more and more and more. It elevates, you see. If you were just to encase yourself in a cavern and you have all this wealth and everything and you just stay there, is it gonna lift the civilization? No. But when you go out there and you're experiencing the bliss within you, and you're becoming closer and closer with the God that you are, the pure consciousness, what do you think? Do you believe that will lift those around you? Absolutely. There's no question. There's no doubt about it. You will lift others. And it's not like running around with a white collar and a black suit saying this and that and this and that, quoting out of a bicameral book. So this is, how do you believe, how do you think or feel that this planet's transforming? There's only one thing. What is it? Love, peace, bliss. So when you move more and more into that, you will begin to affect everything around you, and not in a negative connotation. It will be in a super positive, spiritual awakening. How do you think this planet is being transformed? It's being transformed by us, by the gods that we are, the pure consciousness. You can see it all around you. The lower frequencies are very, very agitated and mixed and in disarray. Why is that? Because the vibrational frequency of some of us, and I'm not even talking about the majority, is affecting the billions of us on this planet. And by creating a photon energy field to boot, that's saturating everything. And like I've said numerous times, it's going to be saturating for the next few thousand years. There's no chance or way that lower vibrational frequencies will survive. It's not a negative. What happens to them is that they're absorbed back into the collective consciousness. That's it. That's what happens. They end up leaving the body. But you got to remember something. They're not separate from us. We're all one. You know, like I say, the good, the bad, the ugly. But there has been a severe imbalance on the planet that we reside, and it's being corrected. Who's correcting it? We are. We're correcting it. It doesn't mean that we have a full consciousness of it, but some of us kind of know through the heart-mind that yes, we are. It's just a matter of fact. It isn't, an epiphany. We know that we're transitioning. We know that we're creating a new earth. And you can see it everywhere. If you're in a really raunchy mood, you're going to see everything raunchy. Right? We've all been there. But if you're in an enlightening mood, you're going to see everything enlightening. In the quiet time of this meditation, what do you choose? What do you choose? And it is a choice, and no one's going to make it up for you, whether you believe it or not. It is the God within you. And that's our true guidance. Where are we going to go? Into higher and higher comprehension of the gods that we are within these bodies. See, then you can clearly direct things from the heart-mind. You can quiet your thoughts at the snap of a finger. You can step outside the mind and the ego and watch it. Learn from it. This is how you will master it. Same with your thoughts. We have all these, in the material physical world, and yesterday and tomorrow, we have all these thoughts that literally bombard us 24/7. But none of that is there. You begin to see that it's all an illusion. So in the quiet time of this meditation, see how much you can love yourself. Genuinely and deeply. See how long you can hug yourself from the heart-mind. And then see how much bliss starts bubbling up. Join in meditation. I'll return to close this out. on the breath rising and falling. The experience of bliss is happening to someone somewhere right now. This very moment, beings who are already there. Imagine what they are doing, how they are being in this world today. Let their experiences of bliss seep into your mind and your life. Write in your manifesting journal descriptive sensations and experiences. It's our choice when we let go, not if we can. Making the decision to let go of your problem is 90% of the battle. Making a choice means releasing the past and moving forward with this life. Letting go is a natural part of life. This is the initiating key in the enlightenment process. It starts when you stop judging yourself and your life and begin to merge with the experience of the whole thing. Make that decision today to let go of any indecisiveness and move forward with confidence that you can choose to take a baby step today towards letting go of your judgment on your life and enjoying the experience more often. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and then the following morning. We will return here Monday, August 19, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.